Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video by yours truly. After an entire year of waiting on this Cyberpunk Edgerunners X Wuwa collab, the wait is finally almost over. We officially got the live stream date right here. It's coming on May 29th. For me, on my part of the world, that's at 6 a.m. bright and early on May 29th. We will not miss that stream for the world. For some of you guys, I don't know what time it is, but it's May 29th. Mark your calendars. It's coming. I want to do an expectations video right now so that when we go into the live stream and stream it, we can tick off all the expectations that were met, all the expectations that were potentially not met. But there's also more exciting things to talk about. First and foremost, right here in front of us, this is David and Lucy's apartment. Literally their apartment. Look how good it looks. First of all, what I would like to comment on is Wuthering Waves is already one of the most beautiful games in the gaming space, honestly, graphic fidelity wise, as well as art medium. So taking their art medium and their graphic fidelity and applying it to the Cyberpunk Edgerunners anime is just a net positive. I dare say it looks better than the anime itself. In fact, I did the liberty of bringing up a scene that's a one-to-one from the anime. Right? No disrespect to the anime. I'm just saying this is a good thing. Like Wuwa really does have a beautiful art medium, as well as the engine that they're using is top notch, top shelf tequila. And then I went and brought up another one where it shows their room from a different angle. This is quite literally a one-to-one, and they're doing their preview special broadcasts with this room. So that's really cool. First and foremost, we're getting the Night City map, but looking at this now confirms that they're really going to give you that full-fledged experience. And the fact that this map is going to be permanently inside of Wuthering Waves, we're off to a really good start here for this collab, boys. Let's just go ahead and start there. We're off to a really goddamn good start. Now, let's take a quick break from this. We'll get back to expectations and all that jazz. I wanted to point out something else, and that something else is we got good news in addition to the Cyberpunk X Wuwa collab. Season 2 of Cyberpunk Edgerunners, which had already got announced way back when, got some more news for you boys. First look, first reveal, as well as news, talking with the director as well as the showrunner, two very pivotal and important people. I'll explain the titles there in a bit. At the Anime Expo on July 2nd through the 5th, that's the duration of the Anime Expo, at the Los Angeles Convention Center in California. You can go and meet the team, or at least some of the team, and you'll be able to get a first look. It even says it in the flyer here, get a first look at Edgerunners 2. So they will be showing off season 2 at the very early phase of July. Very exciting stuff. I did want to point out, Smack, who's the director and showrunner? What are their roles? Who's the host, the executive producer? First and foremost, the host is just there to entertain people, keep the steady flow of conversation going smoothly. The executive producer, Saya Elder, she's I would say she's more in a position where she's going to keep the schedules aligned between the Japanese team and the English team. She's going to make sure things are going right in terms of organization. But director and showrunner, these are the two very important people. This guy here, the showrunner, is what the writing ends up being. The plot of Cyberpunk Edgerunners, the theme of Cyberpunk Edgerunners, as well as, just overall the writing, right? So he's going to be what Cyberpunk Edgerunners is. The director is the guy that's going to show you what Cyberpunk Edgerunners looks like, the pacing of the show, the feel of the show, and the overall visual representation of what my boy to the right has been cooking. I imagine it's him and two other people. But that's these two people. There's one more thing I want to plug in before we get to the expectations, and that's going to be the art of Cyberpunk Edgerunners. They're doing a fully colored 318 pages illustration by Yoshinari. You can purchase this book. It's up for pre-order. I've already went to the site for 6,600 yen. I went and converted that to USD. That's only $41. For $41, you can pre-register and get this book. The full details of what they're going to be showing will be right here. You can go ahead and take a look at that. I'll be sure to link this down below in the description box for people who are interested. So what exactly is going to make this collab a monumental success for me? What are the variables I'm looking for? What can I expect to be met with this collab? I kind of put this down in my notes. Number one, accurate model representation. Now, this has already been met based on the official reveal. However, I haven't seen everything because I didn't look at leaks unlike you guys, but just based off what we saw in the official reveal, these guys cooked incredibly hard. If you look at Lucy right here, this is a one-to-one to the actual show. This is the show. right? This is Lucy in the show, and this is Wuthering Waves. I was trying to tell y'all, like, the graphic fidelity and the art medium of Wuwa is just ridiculously high quality. So just by looking at this, I'm very impressed in terms of model representation. Rebecca looks good too. Now, I don't want to just use that as the only medium, right? Remember, they show it off right here. We get a 4K HD first reveal of Lucy's ass cheeks, peak representation. So we've got Rebecca right next to her, and then they show off Lucy a bit more right here, so you can get more of a accurate representation of what she's going to look like, probably not in a cutscene, but just rendered inside of the game. Once again, looks phenomenal. I'm trying to go like back and forth here so you guys can get a good look at what Lucy looks like when she's not, like, you know, in these cinematic moments. That's Lucy right there. This is Lucy in the game. Once again, I think they've done a fantastic job in terms of model representation. The final thing I would like to see is them booty cheek. No, I'm just kidding. The final thing I would like to see is literally what they're going to look like once you're actually playing with the models inside of the game. Again, some of y'all have already seen this stuff. I haven't seen it. I've been trying to avoid it like the plague, and I think I've done a relatively good job. But in terms of their model representation, it looks like it's a 10 out of 10 for me. Not an 8 out of 10, not a 9 out of 10. It looks like it's going to be a 10 out of 10. So they've done a good job there. Now, the next thing I'm looking forward to is Lucy and Rebecca gameplay. I hope it's literally peak and coherent with the two collab characters. I don't need them to be coherent with all other characters in Wuwa, except like maybe the universal supports like Mornier, like Shorekeeper, or even Achisa. You know, you need a third character. So hopefully they synergize with them, obviously. But in terms of everybody else, that's like icing on the cake. The real thing is the cohesion between Lucy and Rebecca, the two collab characters. Now, some of you guys, or a lot of you guys, have already seen leaks. Once again, I have not. I'm expecting that shit to be peak, and that's it. I don't want anything less than peak, legitimately. The crazy thing is I've already seen some of you guys' feedback, and some of y'all were saying that Rebecca, the free character, and I'm not stating this as fact, just based off what was told to me. People were saying Rebecca, the free character, has they cooked harder with her than they did with Lucy. Not to say that Lucy's bad, or that's what they're saying. That's just the feedback I received. Now, I don't know if this is true or false. I'll be giving my full opinions on it during the reveal, during the live stream. But if that is true, I think that's pretty badass. Obviously, I want Lucy to still be incredible. But if Lucy is incredible and Rebecca is like godly, I view that as a W, because they're giving you Rebecca for free. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. I don't know. Get our hopes up. But I do hope, at the bare minimum, the gameplay of these characters, because that's, you know, the most exciting part, I would say, is been given the utmost love, care, and delicate attention. Now, the next one I'm looking forward to is the story collab. Now, this is an interesting one because I feel like it's a bit of a mixed bag in terms of everybody's expectations. I feel like there's going to be people with unbelievably high expectations. Then there's going to be people with low expectations. And then there's those people that are like right in the middle. I think I'm right in the middle. I'm thinking of this from a standpoint of trying to convert as many of the Wuwa fandom who haven't seen Edgerunners to go watch the show. That's kind of the whole purpose of the collab, right? Symbiotic relationship benefiting both parties. I think the best way for them to do that is to convince people why Cyberpunk Edgerunners blew up and became the catastrophically large IP of anime it is today. And one of those is the world building, the other one is the chaos, and the other one is the love story, right? And, you know, the beautiful, Cristofaro would call it beautifully tragic. I think all of these elements need to be delivered in the collab. That said, my expectations aren't outrageously high, given the many constraints or restraints that come attached to collabing with anime IPs. You got the legal fees you got to deal with. You got the IP like itself being protected by the creators due to them obviously loving it. That's their baby. You've got all these different time constraints. It's a billion different things that kind of like inevitably takes away from what could truly be delivered. That said, I think it would be really nice if Rover goes into the Night City, brought in by Lucy and Rebecca, and they slowly but surely introduce the world building of Cyberpunk to him, which is going to teach the consumer as well of the Wuwa fandom how the world building is functioning. Take him to the train station, right? Slowly but surely explain things to him, also subtly introducing the relationship of David and Lucy, maybe even throwing in some Easter eggs or some sentimental flashing cutbacks and such. Woo, I'm cooking, boys. Hold up, I'm getting somewhere with this. Seriously, you know, take them to the school. Show them what the school life is like. Tell them what the villains are like in Cyberpunk Edgerunners, and even fight them. And then in the midst of those fights, you get to see the personalities of Lucy and Rebecca come out, as well as their prowess and abilities. I think as we're doing that, it's kind of like, it's not just the storytelling, it's also the exploration of Night City that is both unveiling the beauty of Cyberpunk Edgerunners. So I do think the story is actually equally as important as the gameplay of the characters. I do think they're going to have to be quite delicate with how they're going about it. Again, with the goal, the very goal in mind of we're going to convert a lot of these people who haven't watched our show yet over to watching season 1. I think another one that needs to happen, you know what, I don't want to spoil that because that's another expectation I have. It's a subsidiary of my story expectation, but it's another expectation later on in the video. Ultimately though, I think they need to deliver some insane cinematic cutscenes, maybe like 1 or 2 on the most intimate and sentimental moments of the show, right? I don't want to spoil it because I mentioned it earlier. I do think some cutscenes need to be in there. I think they need to show off Lucy and Rebecca's personality. I think they need to also kind of like explain a bit of the world building of Cyberpunk and the insane amount of technology and the like unreal addiction to the technology aspects without spoiling too much that only exist in Cyberpunk, right? And at the same time, it's important for Wuwa to explain their world building as well. And that's where they're going to have to like kind of tie that in with the, Lucy and Rebecca going to Lahai Roy. And then Rover and them are explaining some of that stuff to them. That's then going to get the Cyberpunk fandom to convert into Wuwa, so on and so forth. I think you guys get where I'm going with that. Ultimately, those are kind of like my expectations. But again, that's kind of like, we'll have to comment on that after the fact. Number 4, Cyberpunk Edgerunners Night City map is to the standard of Wuwa's usual quality of map design. Like just taking a look at this, I have no doubt in my mind that that map is going to be galactic. Plus, remember, I also had shown when they very first like shown the trailer. In fact, oh wait, we have it pulled up here. Yeah, we have it pulled up here. At the very beginning of this trailer, they teased the map for just a split second. They're like, okay, here it is. There's no doubt in my mind that that map is going to be immaculate, right? That's another expectation I have, and I have no doubt about it that Kuro is going to deliver in that regard. So we're good there. The number 5th expectation, David's jacket can be worn by Lucy, the MC, and maybe Rebecca too. All right, now it's not like a crazy game changer. We better be able to wear the jacket on some damn body. That's for sure. Lucy preferably, right? Just to put it on her. MC would be kind of cool too. Rebecca's just like icing on the cake. That would be nice. Number 6, Rebecca curses like a sailor. Now, unfortunately, I've already gotten spoiled by this. Not me, I haven't seen it, but Twitter wouldn't shut up about Rebecca cursing. So this expectation has already prematurely been met. I'm kind of let down on that. I would have preferred to react to it live on camera. Like, oh my God, she just cursed, goddamn. But hey, it is what it is, bro. Like, it is what it is. It seems like my expectations have been met. That said, I don't know what the hell she's saying, but I did see on Twitter when it first got leaked that she curses a lot, which honestly, unfathomably based W by Kuro Games to enable that. We know how these gacha companies are with things like this. The fact that they enabled it, that's amazing. That's incredible. And it's an accurate representation of the show. And once again, though, I don't know what line she said. Now, number 7. Iconic scene with David and Lucy looking up at the moon. This is what is going to corroborate what I said earlier. I'm not expecting the story to blow my damn mind, just represent some of the moments of the show that were some of the most pivotal, sentimental value and heartfelt moments that impacted the consumer, the viewers, the fans. If they can, they have to throw this in the collab. They do. They need to do it as a cutscene too, a fully rendered cutscene, adaptation style, if you will. And then play the song. You gotta play the song, bro. You know, I really want to stay at your house. If they do that, the story collab is already going to be halfway absolute cinema. Now, what they could do in addition to that is after Lucy, however they connect it, Lucy tells it to Rover. She goes back down memory lane, explains it to Rover, whatever. Then maybe her and Rover go up in that same spot. And that's how she's explaining it to him. And then it like panels over to David. I'm not saying that's how that has to go down, but you picking up what I'm putting down there, right? Put that inside of the story. Cutscenes like that would be incredible. I think the fandom would love it entirely. Now, other than that, speaking of, I really want to stay at your house, obviously, and I know this is going to happen. another expectation. I really want to stay at your house is going to be a permanent song that you can use on the bike as you explore the world, so on and so forth. I know for a fact, given Kuro's bike system, the playlist system, this is going to be in the game. That's all I'm hoping for too. All the other tracks of Cyberpunk Edgerunners, I'm not going to say they're forgettable. Or I can just say I'm not that big of a Cyberpunk Edgerunners fan in that regard, because all the other tracks I don't really care too much about. They do got some pretty banger rock, some rock star tracks in Cyberpunk Edgerunners. I'm sure they're going to pick them out, hand pick them in terms of popularity and such. But that's the one track that's kind of like a must have for me. Now, number 9, Cyberpunk Edgerunner bike liveries. So, you know, they have the livery system in Wuthering Waves, and where you're able to like put different skins on characters and such. I'm pretty sure they're going to monetize the bike. Preferably, I think the bike could just be given to for free, but that's just my personal opinion. If they are giving this bike as a purchase, I'm going to buy it. I haven't bought any of the bike prices. I will buy the living hell out of this bike. Yep. So maybe we can get this one as well as this color skin too for maybe Cyberpunk 2077. I think that would be dope. These 2 bike skins here, maybe give one of them for free. Maybe give one for free and maybe, you know, monetize the other one. Regardless, I think liveries would be a missed opportunity considering that Kuro already does this with their own pre-existing bikes. So I hope that as well is an expectation that is met. Number 10. Now listen here, boys. I don't know if this is coming or not. I hope it is. It's something that I think a lot of the Cyberpunk fandom would want to see. I even think Wuwa fans would want to see it as well. And that is Atom Smasher as a tactical hologram fight. It doesn't even have to make sense with the story. Really doesn't. Just put bro in there as a tactical hologram fight. Make him harder than any other hologram in the game. Give him such an impact of fight intensity and just sheer dominance that we get that feeling we got when we very first fought Tempest Mephis back when Wuwa dropped back in 1.0. This is another massive expectation I have. If it's not met, that's -1 point on the collab. Come on, bro. You got to give us, unless they give good reason. They're like, yeah, sorry, guys, the team wouldn't let us do it. I'd be like, oh, come on, bro. His name's Atom Smasher. His literal name fits tactical hologram fights. It's going to smash your balls, brother. And I think the last expectation I have, the final expectation I have, you ready for this, boys? Lucy is naked during the story at least like 1 time. What, bro? That shit is canon. It's literally canon. Seeing Lucy's tits is canon. Yeah, spoiler alert for those who haven't seen it, bro. Now you're gonna go watch the show for real now, right? All right, hey, CD Projekt Red. I'm just doing y'all a solid. We need to see some Lucy titties in the game, bro. What do you want me to say? That's my last expectation, bro. What are you gonna shoot me?